young man wanted to go on a hablankea, or vision seeking, to try for a dream that would give him the power to be a great medicine man. Having a high opinion of himself, he felt sure that he had been created to become great among his people, and that the only thing lacking was a vision. The young man was daring and brave, eager to go up to the mountaintop. He had been brought up by good, honest people who were wise in the ancient ways and who prayed for him. All through the winter they were busy getting him ready, feeding him wasna, corn, and plenty of good meat to make him strong. At every meal they set aside something for the spirits so that they would help him to get a great vision. His relatives thought he had the power even before he went up, but that was putting the cart before the horse, or rather the travels before the horse, as this is an Indian legend. When at last he started on his quest, it was a beautiful morning in late spring. The grass was up, the leaves were out, nature was at its best. 2 medicine men accompanied him. They put up a sweet lodge to purify him in the hot, white breath of the sacred steam. They sanctified him with the incense of sweet grass, rubbing his body with sage, fanning it with an eagle's wing. They went to the hilltop with him to prepare the vision pit and make an offering of tobacco bundles. Then they told the young man to cry, to humble himself, to ask for holiness, to cry for power, for a sign from the Great Spirit, for a gift which would make him into a medicine man. After they had done all they could, they left him there. He spent the first night in the hole the medicine men had dug for him, trembling and crying loudly. Fear kept him awake, yet he was cocky, ready to wrestle with the spirits for the vision, the power he wanted. But no dreams came to ease his mind. Towards morning, before the sun came up, he heard a voice in the swirling white mist of dawn. Speaking from no particular direction, as if it came from different places, it said, "See here, young man. There are other spots you could have picked. There are other hills around here. Why don't you go there to cry for a dream? You disturb us all night, all us creatures, animals, and birds. You even kept the trees awake. We couldn't sleep. Why should you cry here? You're a brash young man, not yet ready or worthy to receive a vision." But the young man clenched his teeth, determined to stick it out, resolved to force that vision to come. He spent another day in the pit, begging for enlightenment which would not come, and then another night of fear and cold and hunger. The young man cried out in terror. He was paralyzed with fear, unable to move. The boulder dwarfed everything in view. It towered over the vision pit, but just as it was at arm's length away and about to crush him, it stopped. Then as the young man stared open-mouthed, his hair standing up, his eyes staring out of his head, the boulder rolled up the mountain, all the way to the top. He could hardly believe what he saw. He was still cowering motionless when he heard the roar and ramble again, and saw that immense boulder coming down at him once more. This time he managed to jump out of his vision pit at the last moment. The boulder crushed it, obliterated it, grinding the young man's peace pipe and gourd rattle into dust. Again the boulder rolled up the mountain, and again it came down. I'm leaving, hollered the young man. Regaining his power of motion, he scrambled down the hill as fast as he could. This time the boulder actually leapfrogged over him, bouncing down the slope, crushing and pulverizing everything in its way. He ran unseeingly, stumbling, falling, getting up again. He did not even notice the boulder rolling up once more and coming down for the 4th time. On this last and most fearful descent, it flew through the air in a giant leap, landing right in front of him and embedding itself so deeply in the earth that only its top was visible. The ground shook itself like a wet dog coming out of a steam and flung the young man this way and that. Gaunt, bruised, and shaken, he stumbled back to his village. To the medicine men he said, "I have received no vision and gained no knowledge." He returned to the pit, and when dawn arrived once more, he heard the voice again. "Stop disturbing us. Go away." The same thing happened on the 3rd morning, but this time he was faint with hunger, thirst, and anxiety. Even the air seemed to oppress him, to fight him, He was panting. His stomach felt shriveled up, shrunk tight against his backbone, but he was determined to endure one more night, the fourth and last. Surely the vision would come. But again he cried for it out of the dark and loneliness until he was hoarse, and still he had gotten no dream. Just before daybreak, he heard the same voice again, very angry. "Why are you still here?" He knew then that he had suffered in vain. Now he would have to go back to his people and confess that he had gained no knowledge and no power. The only thing he could tell them was that he got bawled out every morning. Sad and cross, he replied, "I can't help myself. This is my last day, and I'm crying my eyes out. I told you, me, to go home. But who are you to give me orders? I don't know you. I'm going to stay until my uncles come to fetch me, whether you like it or not." All at once there was a rumble from a larger mountain that stood behind the hill. It became a mighty roar, and the whole hill trembled. The wind started to blow. The young man looked up and saw a boulder poised on the mountain's summit. He saw lightning hit it, saw it sway. Slowly the boulder moved, slowly at first, then faster and faster. It came tumbling down the mountainside, churning up the earth, snapping huge trees as if they were little twigs, and the boulder was coming right down on him. "I have made the spirits angry. It was all for nothing." "Well, you did find out one thing," said the older of the two, who was his uncle. "You went after your vision like a hunter after buffalo, or a warrior after scalps. You were fighting the spirits. You thought they owed you a vision. Suffering alone brings no vision, nor does courage, nor does sheer willpower. A vision comes as a gift born of humility, of wisdom, and of patience. If from your vision quest you have learned nothing but this, then you have already learned much." Think about it. That's a legend from the Brulé Sioux. The vision quest is a tradition among the Plains people. A man or woman seeking the way on the road of life, or trying to find the answers to a personal problem, may go on a vision quest for knowledge and enlightenment. This may mean staying on top of a hill or inside a vision pit alone without food or water for as long as 4 days and nights. It is hard, but the spirit voices reveal or confer a vision that shapes a person's life. Then the quest is worth all the suffering. The Brulé Sioux, also known as the Sakangu Lakota, are a prominent Native American tribe with a rich history deep intertwined with the American West. Their journey from the Great Plains to contemporary society serves as a testament to the resilience and adaptability of their cultures in the face of adversity. The Brulé Sioux are part of a larger Sioux nation that are native to the Great Plains of North America. They are one of the seven major bands of Lakota Sioux, and others being Ogola, Hunkpapa, Miniconjo, Sans Arc, Two Kettles, and Blackfeet Sioux. The term brule originated from the French word burned, referring to the tribe's custom of scarification or body painting, which gave their skin a unique appearance. This reminds me a lot of the ayahuasca ceremonies that are used by the tribes in the Amazon basin. I think the Shipido, the Yawanawa, and the Santo Daime. And they use it as a tool for healing and divination and communication with the spirit world. The shamans usually play a central role in guiding individuals through the experience. And sometimes you're warned beforehand that you'll either uncover the secrets of the universe or you could die. This also reminds me of doing a 7-day dry fast where some people report in that 5th, 6th, and 7th day of having visions. And also reminiscent of the peyote rituals that involve the consumption of peyote, a cactus containing a psychoactive compound, mescaline. It's believed to facilitate communion with the divine and spiritual insights. Participants often report visions, healing experiences, and a sense of unity with nature. Another one is the Iboga initiations. The Widi religion in Gabon uses the Iboga plant in initiation ceremonies. The Iboga is known for its powerful hallucinogenic properties, and participants undergo intense visionary experiences that are believed to reveal hidden truths, connect with ancestors, and promote personal growth. Another one is called the sweat lodge ceremonies, which is found in various indigenous cultures. At first, when I saw that, I thought it meant going to the gym and getting stinky, but it involves intense heat and steam in a small enclosed space. Participants experience physical purification and often have visions, gain insights, and connect with the spirit world. It is a form of spiritual and physical cleansing. However, at certain country clubs and gyms, it's an experience of nasty old men sitting in there and stinking like ass. Now, another one is also the African drumming and dance. Many African cultures incorporate rhythmic drumming and dance into their rituals. The repetitive drumming and synchronized movements can induce altered states of consciousness, allowing participants to connect with ancestor spirits and deities. This is also experienced in the beginning of Hot for Teacher when seeing Van Halen live. And I once experienced that at a festival upstate New York with a whole group of stinky hippies playing drums throughout the night, where I almost had the hallucination of executing all of them. But cooler minds prevailed, and I managed to find some sleep after getting earplugs. The Hocho people of Mexico conduct pilgrimages to collect and consume peyote. This is also called the drug cartels. No, the experiences are deeply spiritual and involve visions that guide their lives, connect them with their ancestors, and strengthen their cultural identity. Another way is some people go through meditation and yoga practices, which if you go to hot yoga, that can be spiritual depending on who's seated in front of you. Anyway, and then there's the San Pedro cactus is also used by South American shamans in ceremonies. San Pedro experiences are known for their introspective and visionary nature, often leading to personal insight and healing. A Mazatec tradition, also from Mexico, uses the salvia divinorum, and it's a potent psychoactive plant. They use it in their shamanic ceremonies, and the experiences also are described as intense, surreal, and otherworldly. Another one is the Sufi mystic engages in a practice known as whirling dervishes, involving spinning in circles as a form of devotion. The repetitive motion and focus on spirituality can lead to altered states of consciousness and a sense of divine connection. This would also be reminiscent of little kids spinning until they throw up, which, if you're on certain rides at the playground that we used to use back in the day, you will definitely have spiritual experiences the quicker that thing goes, that's for sure. Yeah, baby. It also reminds me of getting together with some of my friends and dropping mushrooms till we trip balls. But that's a story for another day. Anyway, thanks for checking in with us at Orc Soup for the Dragon Soul. We'll get back to you real soon with some more monstery goodness or tales from the great beyond. Anyway, thank you very much. And stay frosty and aware, beautiful people. And do not comply. Be aware. Research. Be smart. Thank you very much.